viewers, and welcome to our English news edition, the top stories. The head of state awarded the winners of the regional contest for the memorization of the Holy Quran. Denmark bans Islamic full-face veil in public spaces. Thank you for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, proceeded last night to the presentation of the prize of the Head of State to the winners of the regional reading contest of the Holy Quran. Intervened as usual in the form of a ceremony organized at the private residence of the President of the Republic in Haramus. The presentation of the prize of the Head of State to the winners of the regional competition awarded respectively in order of merit this year. The candidates are Abdurrahman Farah Mohammed of Djibouti nationality, Umar Mohammed Good, Sudanese, and Abdullah Munir of Yemeni nationals. Created in 1999 on the initiative of President Guelleh, the Holy Quran reading contest is a competition open to nationals of all the countries of sub-region, in which takes place once a year in Djibouti in the blessed month of Ramadan, while its primary function is to contribute to the emergence of a religious ally. The regional reading contest of the Holy Quran also contributes to a more political will to protect young people from the risks that are widespread in today's world. The Minister of Muslim Affairs, Mumin Hassan Barre, and his main collaborators took part in this event. The Minister of Economy and Finances, Ilyas Moussa Douale, in charge of industry in close collaboration with the World Bank, held yesterday at the People's Palace a meeting to make contact with the responsible technicians in charge of state institutions working on the bad weather following the tropical storm Segar to proceed to the evaluation of the impact and the reconstruction needs necessary in the immediate future. The mission of the expert mission is to identify and assess the damage done during this storm in all sectors in order to put in place a strategy to better understand this kind of phenomenon resulting from climate change. The mission took the opportunity to review the response mechanism to help strengthen our country to better manage future situations. In addition to the Minister of Finance, this meeting was attended by the Secretary General of the Presidency, Mohamed Abdullahi Wais, the Minister of Agriculture, Mohamed Ahmed Awali, Minister Delegate for Housing, Mrs. Amina Abdi, and the Secretary of State for Social Affairs, Muna Osman, Mayor of Djibouti City, Mrs. Fatuma Awali Osman, and Director of other actors of different ministries concerned. This meeting will take place until June 7. World Bank experts will meet with the various institutions to gather the necessary elements to collect the databases necessary for the evaluation to be done by the mission. The Minister of Economy and Finances, Ilyas Moussa Douale, said in his speech that Djibouti has been impacted by climate change with tropical storm Segar, which caused extensive material damage. The minister recalled that with the climate change experienced by the earth in recent years, Djibouti is no longer immune to the phenomenon as dangerous as the tropical storm Segar. And now let's listen to this following intervention.
Leading this exercise, and a technical team from the World Bank is supporting the government in doing this assessment, and we hope that this would enable the government to do better recovery planning in the coming months. That's the whole objective of the exercise. Well, these meetings, this is just a kick-off meeting so that everyone is on the same page. We would be working with all the ministries at the technical level to do sector-wise estimate for various sectors in the country.
The Sini Hills Center of Arta has hosted the collective iftar organized every year by the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mahmoud, who was the host of the ceremony, invited several public figures as well as MINFAP executives and teachers to take part in this beautiful ceremony. The Minister of Housing and the Environment, Mr. Musa Mohammed Ahmed, the representative of UNICEF, Janeb Mahand, the representative of HCR, Abdullahi Berri, and other officials also honored the ceremony with their presence. This common iftar was a moment of sharing and conviviality that was marked by very inspired interventions. The Minister of National Education, Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, emphasized the values inspired by the youth of the blessed month, such as piety, the sense of sharing, and closer to the faithful. And the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, took the opportunity to highlight the collective responsibility of the educational community as a whole to meet the expectations of young people in the country in terms of education provision. More generally, he advocated for a joint effort to improve the quality of public education provision. He also announced his determination to ensure the spirit of solidarity between teachers. On the initiative of the women of Tijora region, the Minister of Women and the Family, Mrs. Mumina Ahmed Hassan, accompanied by 6 women parliamentarians of the region, was invited yesterday, Thursday, 31st May, to a collective iftar in the White City. On site, the minister received a warm welcome. The breaking of fast took place in the new premises recently inaugurated by the department in a fraternal and good-natured atmosphere. Thus, the victual and traditional dishes were in the order of the day, and during this period of piety, the meeting especially allowed all participants to pronounce supplications in religious songs and words of kindness to render the greatness of Allah, all-powerful and merciful. And for her part, the Minister of Women and Family said she was honored by this initiative from the women of Tijara, and finally she asked that the supplication be invoked so that the Almighty accompanies the young leaders incarnated by herself and the 6 parliamentarians who accompany her, as well as for the collective prosperity of the Djibouti nation. As part of the programs of charitable activities during the blessed month of Ramadan, Abu Ahmed Institution continued its distribution of food and financial aid to the households living in the interior, especially in rural areas. In fact, the owner of the establishment, Mr. Abdurrahman Ahmed Taha, visited this morning the locality Dafu of the Joro region in the north of the country in order to distribute a large quantity of basic food products and financial aid and clothing to 500 families. The distribution ceremony took place in the presence of the prefect of the region, Abdul Malik Muhammad Bonita. The owner Abu Ahmed, Mr. Abdurrahman Ahmed Taha, expressed his thanks and gratitude to the local authorities for the warm welcome and emphasized that this initiative falls within the directives of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margere, to help vulnerable groups in the Djibouti society. The National Office of Assistance to Refugees and Strict Honors held yesterday a ceremony of handing over the keys of PhD taxis to beneficiaries of the project of empowerment and integration of refugees and Djiboutians, financed by the Belgian government and implementation by the IOM, International Organization of Migration of Migrants, in collaboration with honors. The ceremony featured the participation of honors Executive Secretary Hussein Hassan Darar, from IOM Mission Chief Mrs. Lenini Versami, and the refugees and Djiboutians who benefited from this project. A dozen of Bajaj were offered free of charge to the latter to enable them to get out from the precariousness of these young Djiboutians and for the refugees empowerment and integration in the Republic of Djibouti in order to embark on self-entrepreneurship. Under the far-sighted and openness policy of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margere, the law on the status of refugees allowed refugees settled in the Republic of Djibouti to flourish fully in the society. And on the news outside our borders, in Kenya investigates 10 banks suspected of manipulating stolen funds. Himd Ibrahim has more to tell us.
Authorities will investigate 10 financial institutions suspected of handling funds that were stolen from the government's National Youth Service. The Daily National newspaper reported on Tuesday dozens of senior officials and business people have been taken into custody and face charges related to the theft of nearly 100 million from the youth agency. The Daily National named 9 commercial bank and financial cooperative society as the institutions on which the police and central bank investigators are focusing. The list of lenders, including Kenya's biggest lender by exit, KCP Group and Standard Chartered Kenyan Unite.
In Italy, populists to take over the power. Let's listen to this report.
prohibit the fuel veil in the public space. Like France and Belgium, the Danish parliament has banned the fuel veil.
Italy calls to popularize the coalition government despite a move last week by the country's president to block its formation. Luigi Di Maio, the leader of the anti-establishment Five-Star Movement, indicated on Wednesday that he was willing to compromise on his choice of finance minister. Previously, the man roadblock to agreeing administration through the Five-Star Movement under far-right will be a coalition partners. The League have agreed a program for government. Italy's president refused to sign a Five-Star pick Paolo Savona, a Eurosceptic economist, for the key role.
Denmark bans Islamic full-face veil in public spaces. Mohammed Aden has more to tell us.
Prohibit the fuel veil in the public space. Like France and Belgium, the Danish parliament has banned the fuel veil. That is to say, the niqab or the burqa of the public space. As of August 1st, anyone wearing one of these outfits or a hood, a false piece, or other accessories that conceal the face will be fined €134 for the Danish political class. The fuel veil is an ideological tool of oppression, wherein the niqab is a total oppression of women.
This is it for this edition. Thank you for joining us on RTD channel and have a good night.